Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Aishwarya.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Still few are left. Let's wait for 1 more minute only so that everybody joins.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children, let's begin. So yesterday we discussed about the chemical reaction. Okay, the any of the chemical change if we express it in the form of symbols. What is a reactant? What are the products obtained? We term it as chemical equation. That's simple, right? Next is, so let's talk about the metals and their corrosion, their exposure with the atmosphere. So how many metals you have seen in your home or in your surrounding that undergoes the color change?
Ma'am, iron.
Iron, good, great. Tell me more. Many metals that we use in our homes, especially in the
Ma'am,
kitchen.
copper.
Copper,
Ma'am, silver.
silver, okay. What color changes observed on the copper?
Ma'am, like sometimes I see it getting brown.
Brownish, okay.
Ma'am, copper, it can be like blue-green. Ma'am, iron.
Iron, you already told. Iron do not only undergoes color change, but a separate layer, flaky, rough layer accumulates over the iron material. And silver color change?
Ma'am, like black, brownish.
It goes black. Or what about gold? Gold ornaments in the form of jewelry only we use gold. If you have noticed. Means the shine of gold disappears, okay, and the luster only starts getting dull. Okay, so for silver and gold, the best ways, because we use it, the ornaments of gold and silver, so better to protect them and keep them inside the case and not use them for everyday use. Like water should not attack it regularly, the air and the moisture do not come in contact with gold and silver, so keeping them in the airtight bag or box is appropriate. And yeah, regular cleaning with a soft cloth will prevent them from color change and corrosion. Okay, what about iron? Iron is very special because iron is used widely, and we need to protect them. So anybody knows how can we protect iron? Okay, first let's see what is rusting. Just hold on, let me share screen. Hmm. Uh, Somebody please read it out. Afika, read it out.
We all must have observed newly bought iron. A silver or copper article appears very shiny, but with passage of time, they get dull. This is due to the layer of metal oxide that develops on their surface. Rusting of iron, silver jewelry getting tarnished, or copper articles getting covered by green layer. Metals react with atmospheric oxygen and produces metal oxides that are basic in nature because they react with water from bases. In case of rusting of iron, the iron reacts with the oxygen present in air and moisture and develops rust.
Fine. So most of the metallic articles undergoes corrosion with passage of time, and usually this water vapor, dust, and because we have multiple gases and multiple elements present in atmosphere, sulfur, carbon, oxygen, etc. So it is not necessary only oxygen is gonna react with every metal. Sometimes sulfur component reacts, like silver mostly reacts with sulfur component, so we need to take them up away from the sulfur things. Okay, iron gets attacked with the water and oxygen mainly, and yeah, so write down the equation of rusting of iron and the other points.
The equation that you gave is a balanced one, right? Okay.
What's your question, Siddhant?
My question was like the equation that you gave is a balanced equation, right?
If it is not balanced, then also that's fine because balancing the equation is not in your syllabus, so don't worry about balancing. We just
Okay. I'm
need to
actually
show that.
balancing is in my exam. It is there in my exam actually.
But yes, Siddhant, this seems balanced. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you suggest some ways to prevent rusting of iron?
Ma'am, by not exposing to air, oxygen and water vapor. Ma'am, by adding a layer of zinc.
Adding a layer of zinc. How can we do that?
Ma'am, like plating.
Galvanizing.
Galvanizing. Okay.
I'm oiling, like greasing or painting.
Correct. Where
With oil.
painting also act as a layer between the moisture and iron. So yes, easiest method to prevent iron is oiling or painting or greasing them. Method of galvanization, coating of zinc. It is mainly used, in cars. So either we can spray the molten zinc metal, or we can, in big industries, we have the buckets or containers filled with the molten liquid zinc, the hot zinc. We can just dip it in that containers and leave them for cooling. The task is all completed. So if you all have written, I have a video to show you all. Should I stop
Yes,
sharing
ma'am,
the?
done, ma'am.
I have a doubt.
Hmm.
My doubt is like if you take an iron object and keep a magnet, the magnet will get attracted toward the iron object. But
Hmm.
what if the iron object is rusted? So will the magnet get attracted in the rusted part?
Mm, it will have a means not that strongly. That attraction will no more be seen that stronger because of the layer in between that magnetic material and the magnet itself. Because all the metallic magnetic materials like iron, cobalt, which so ever get attracted to magnet, they have the magnetic nature inside them, but just you can just assume the domains of that magnetic nature and magnetic behavior inside iron, they are randomly aligned. So whenever we bring them near to magnet, those domains align themselves in the single direction. So, most of the magnets are made up of iron only. It's a very good magnetic material. It has magnetic properties. We just need to make it magnetized.
I mean, will the same case be in case of painting?
Pardon, please?
Will it be same in the case of painting? Painting a magnet or painting a iron object?
Painting.
Yes, ma'am. Like you
Okay,
take
you mean okay. You mean will the attraction get affected if we paint the iron object?
yes, ma'am.
But painting is not that thick layer, na, as rust, isn't it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Hmm. So, I'm sharing another screen. Give me a minute to start the video, please.
Everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis. Grammarly will ensure you feel confident nailing your final thesis by supporting your writing journey from start to finish. Welcome to Ideation Station. How do I write the perfect intro paragraph? We start with understanding what makes a perfect intro. Grammarly can highlight precise tips for an introductory paragraph based on the research you've done so far.
Informative and inspiring intro.
You will be surprised to know that the iron pillar located in the Qutub complex in Delhi was made around 400 BC, and it is not corroded yet. Perhaps the pillar was first painted with a mixture of different salts, then heated and quenched. It resulted in the formation of magnetic oxide on the surface of the pillar, which prevents it from corroding. Metals can be saved by using some preventive methods. These methods are surface coating, galvanization, electroplating, anodization, using anti-rust solutions, and alloying. Corrosion can be prevented by coating the surface of an object with oil, grease, paint, and varnish to prevent air and moisture from coming into contact. Galvanization is the process of deposition of a thin layer of zinc on iron. It can be carried out through two methods: spraying molten zinc on the iron surface and dipping the iron object into molten zinc. On exposure to moist air, zinc, being more electropositive than the iron, gets oxidized, thereby protecting the iron from oxidation.
Could you remove that white thing? Yeah, okay. Just give me a minute. Sorry, let me share the screen again. This series of elements shown here: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, nickel, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, and mercury. This is a reactivity series. Okay, top to bottom, the reactivity decreases.
The iron sheets used for making buckets, drums, and dustbins are galvanized to prevent their rusting. Corrosion can be prevented by electroplating metal objects with a more resistant metal like chromium or nickel. Many everyday use articles like bathroom fittings, cycle parts, and door handles are chrome-plated to prevent corrosion. Silver-plated utensils and gold-plated jewelry are the examples of electroplating. In anodization, metals like copper, aluminium are coated with a thin, strong layer of their oxides by electrolysis. In this process, the copper or aluminium article acts as an anode. As the oxide layer is strong and uniform all over the surface, it prevents the further corrosion of the metal. For example, when aluminium metal is anodized, a thin layer of aluminium oxide is formed. It blocks the contact of the aluminium with oxygen and water and prevents its further oxidation. This protection can be further increased by making the oxide layer thicker during the anodization. Anti-rust solutions, which are basically alkaline solutions of sodium chromate and sodium phosphate, can be used to prevent the corrosion. Anti-rust solutions are used in radiators of automobiles to prevent rusting. Alloying is another method to prevent corrosion. An alloy is a homogeneous mixture which is formed by mixing a metal with other metals or non-metals in a certain proportion. Bronze is an alloy, and articles made of it are not affected by sun and rain. Stainless steel is another alloy. Since it does not rust, it is used for making products like cutlery, utensils, and sinks. Various types of alloys are used for casting coins. Mercury is also used in making alloys. An alloy of mercury with any other metal is called amalgam. Dentists were earlier using silver amalgam for filling cavities. Gold amalgam is used for the extraction of gold. Corrosion can be prevented by effective use of preventive measures. Now, let us summarize what we have learnt about corrosion.
Tricks never taught in
I hope you have got some ways to prevent corrosion and rusting. Soumya, can you name the methods to prevent rusting? Soumya. Ashwath. Ashwath.
Yes, ma'am.
Name the methods to prevent rusting.
Iron, copper,
Dear, I'm asking the ways to prevent rusting, to prevent corrosion.
galvanization,
Galvanization. Yes, Adrit. Adrit.
Ma'am, you're telling to prevent rusting.
Hmm.
Ma'am, like painting it.
Okay, galvanization, painting, more. Sriyan.
Ma'am,
Yes, Advika.
ma'am, electroplating.
Electroplating.
Ma'am, adding alloy.
Adding alloy. We can say converting it into alloy, not adding alloy. Okay.
Anodization.
But speak loudly.
Anodization, something like.
Anodizing. Anodizing means
And
accumulating
galvanization.
a layer. Anodizing basically means accumulating a layer of that metal's natural oxide, means oxide layer we are forming on it so as to act as a barrier between the surrounding and metal itself.
And galvanization.
Galvanization is already done. Okay, so oiling and greasing are very common and these can be only done at home, but the other methods are not easy to be performed at home. So next time if you see that any of the iron article is getting rusted at home, so you can, using that sandpaper, you can remove it, or at least you people can paint it. You people can apply grease on it. Just being careful, these can be done at home. Next topic is So write down what is galvanization in detail. The process of depositing a layer of zinc. The process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. I'm making a next point. You can add a point that the most common method, after the definition of galvanization, add a bullet point and write down the most common method is hot dip galvanizing. The most common method is hot dip galvanizing. In which the parts are coated, by submerging them in a bath of hot molten zinc. Okay.
Ma'am, what is after common hot dip?
Hot dip galvanizing means in a container we have the hot molten zinc present. So any object which is to be galvanized, we can just put it in the bath. Noted? You can add just one line about anodizing also. Write about anodizing. Mm. It is the method of electrolysis. It is the method of electrolysis.
Mom, can you write the spelling of electrolysis?
It is a method of electrolysis in which copper or aluminium article is used as anode, and it is coated with a strong film of their oxides.
Mom, coated with?
Coated with WITH, coated with a strong film of their oxides.
Mom, a strong film.
Film, FILM, layer means you can write layer also. Is coated with a layer of their oxides. This layer protects the metal from corrosion. This layer means this oxide layer protects the metal from corrosion. Okay.
I'm like, for rechecking, can you repeat the point?
Okay. It is the method of electrolysis in which copper or aluminium article is used as anode, and it is coated with a layer of oxides. This layer protects the metal from corrosion.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Next is crystallization. Very simple. Crystallization is just a method of separating a pure substance from a solvent or from a solution.
Especially salt.
Extraction of salt is a big, you can say, a very common example of crystallization. From the sea, we get the salt. Okay. Other examples, this you can perform at home also. You can mix simply sugar or salt into water. You have to mix it. You have to keep adding the sugar or salt, whichever you are taking, until it stops dissolving anymore. Means till the saturation point is reached. You have to at least try it till that time. Now heat the solution and then allow it to cool. You can put a thread or some iron nail or some material inside it and leave it for few days. Okay, leave it for few days. You will, after a few days, don't disturb them. You will notice that the salt or sugar will get accumulated over the material you dipped into the solution. Okay, let me show you another video. Wait.
Ma'am, we cannot
Is
see
it
the
shared? Can you see the video?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, we can see that presentation.
Salt and water.
Yes, it is salt and water. I'm playing it again. Watch carefully and perform at home because that it's so simple. So at least you will have the experience of crystallization.
Freeze it.
Pardon?
Ma'am, how much time should we wait? How many weeks?
See, I think if your quantity is less, then 1 week is enough. So you can try. If you do not find anything after a week also, uh, leave it, then keep it undisturbed for more time. That's all.
Ma'am, we need to freeze it,
Okay.
right?
Hmm?
Ma'am, we should not heat it.
No, once see, heating, I guess, will help because heating a substance will help you to, evaporate the solvent. So water content, as much as it gets evaporate by heating, your task will get easier. Then you no more require to keep that solution for weeks. It will hardly take 1 or 2 days, I guess. So heat
Okay,
it,
ma'am.
it's better.
In my book, like there was one experiment like on crystallization. It was
Hmm.
written that if you go to some beach, like everyone goes to beach. Now in the beach, in the takes in a bottle takes some ocean water, and when you return in a home, it's like pour that water into a container, and then heat it. Heat for to 1 hour or 30 minutes like that, and after 30 minutes or 1 hour, you will see that the salts will be like the salts will be lying in the top of the container, like in the circle way. If you take a
Hmm.
circle container,
Hmm. Hmm.
so then they told to leave it like that for some days, and like it
Yeah,
becomes a
so
crystals.
heating would be better because it will help to evaporate the solvent part. So that will be easier. Although I got one more video to show it to you. Just hold on.
Ma'am, in mine, it is given as copper sulfate crystals.
Copper sulfate crystal, dear, but these are not available at home. Do we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
copper sulfate crystals at home? So better to get the stuff which is available already. But I I want this at least to perform you
Okay,
all.
ma'am.
So, Gandhi, how did learning solid principles help you?
Well, in the beginning, I thought writing book code. I'm going to try to turn some.
I want the result from all of you. Please do perform. It do not require any efforts.
Water from the ocean into pure cooking salt. Will it work? What will it taste like? There are a few questions that need to be answered. You might be asking yourself, why are you even trying to do this? Well, yesterday I ran out of salt, and I could do the easy, normal thing, go to the grocery store. We want to go into the deeper part of the ocean because that's where there'll be less sand and seaweed, and we'll get some really nice and clear salt water. Got the pack raft all set up for its voyage? Let's go get out on the ocean. Oh, wait, forgot this. The important. We're out here now. Check this out. Just a man. This thing's gonna sink me. I didn't really think that through. Hold on. Okay. Oh, where's the cap? Woo! Success! Time to see if we can turn this ocean salt water into the best dang cooking salt I've ever had. We made it back home. Whoa! Filter. First step is to filter the water. I don't have one of those fancy strainers that sits on top of the pot, so I've come up with this. All right, now we pour the water through and start filtering it. Round 1 of filtering complete. I'm gonna do another one, this time through a tea towel. I just did like 5 or maybe 6 rounds of the filtering. We're gonna pour it all into our big cauldron and then on to step number 2. Step number 2 brings us inside to the kitchen, where we're gonna boil the water way down until we see some salt crystals. It's only been like 2 minutes and I'm already checking to see if it's boiling, which it isn't. I've never done this before, so it could take a while, but I'm gonna set the goal of completing this entire process today. So it's noon right now and we're on the clock. Let's see if we can make our sea salt from the seawater, hopefully all in one day. Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially started boiling. The plan is to let it boil for a while until it's like, I don't know, like half the amount of water, and then we'll turn it down to a simmer. Oh, that's hot. You can finally start to see the first little salt pieces on the bottom. Look at them. That's salt, baby. Update, it's actually working. I'm shocked. This is crazy. Here's what it looks like. I'll check back in soon once the last bit of water is boiled off, and then we can fire it in the oven and on to step 3. It looks like mashed potatoes. That's it for the boiling process. And on to step 3, time to bake the salt.
Here he is baking, as it will help to remove all the water content whatsoever has remained in this one.
It's been in the oven for about an hour. Let's take it out and see what it looks like. Oh, dang. Look at that. After 9 full hours, it's official. We've made sea salt straight from the sea. The sound of success. Taste test. Ooh. That's salty. Straight salt. Also the freshest salt I've ever had, probably. Oh, I'm so excited right now.
So tell me honestly, how many of you are gonna perform this at home? Please.
I'll try. Ma'am,
And no,
Ma'am, he heated it, right? So like after heating, all of the moisture content will go and then we have to bake it again.
yeah, he baked, actually he put in the microwave just to remove the water content, because after boiling, when he filtered out, it was looking like a mashed potato. No? Not he wanted to get a complete dry form, the actual salt.
ma'am, but it didn't look like crystals.
Crystal, I mean, you can say powdered form, whatever. So at last, finally, it was looking still much drier than the earlier state.
Ma'am, I live in Dubai, so I have like many beaches near me, so I could try it easily.
Speak loudly, Hamza.
Ma'am, I live in Dubai, so in Dubai there are like many beaches, so I could try it easily.
Yeah, sure, definitely, please. And if possible, make short clips to, later on to get the stuff, and we will see how it's been converted. No need to make the things perfect. Whatever you can get the material, please try. At least some activity we'll be having. Because learning.
I think I will try with a short amount of water.
Sorry?
Ma'am, I'll try with a short amount of water.
See, do one thing. few try with the salt, few try with sugar. Sugar also is easy to extract. So write in the chat whosoever is gonna do with sugar and who all with salt. Please
How
let me.
can we do with sugar?
Hmm?
How can we do with sugar? Like if we boil water, it
I
becomes salt, right?
see.
So we add sugar to it.
I want to capture with the names who is performing with sugar and who is performing with salt. And then later on, who tells me, ma'am, I was not able to do, don't want to hear this. That's why. Write in the chat now.
I'm like, if we don't get salt, then like if we don't get sea water, we can do one thing, right? We can get some water, like plain water from kitchen, and then
You
we
can
will pour.
actually mix the salt in the water and then extract it out again. No problem.
So it's a reversible change.
Hmm?
It's a reversible change.
It's a reversible change.
Reversible physical change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only Advika, Divesh, Ritesh, Rishit, and Soumya. Ritesh, you can use sugar then. Okay.
Okay, ma'am, also.
They have captured, okay?
Ma'am, you have to capture it.
I have captured who is writing salt, who is writing sugar. Aishwarya is right. Any more?
Ma'am, so am I doing salt or am I doing sugar?
Who is this asking?
Ma'am, me, Sritesh.
Sritij. I can use salt. Yeah, choose any. Let me see who is. Everyone is choosing salt. Someone please take sugar also, na? Sritij, take sugar, please.
Okay, ma'am.
And like, if not video possible, at least capture the pictures. Okay. Oof. Okay, then prepare well for the test. The chapter is also completed and we'll practice few questions. I'll be sharing this whole PPT. At the last page of this PPT, there are few questions. Please solve them.
Ma'am, chapter is done.
Hmm?
Okay, ma'am.
Chapter is done.
Yeah.
Ma'am, so next what we will start?
I'll let you know. I'll see. We'll take some other chapter. We'll try to take some bio chapter.
Okay,
And can we start transportation in plants and animals?
Transportation and
Plants and animals.
okay, let me see. Fine. Bye bye, everyone.
ma'am.